Welcome back to ICO Review, and today we will be looking at CryCash. CryCash is a dedicated cryptocurrency for gamers, allegedly the first ecosystem tailored for gamers and developers alike. First of all, CryCash is already partnered up with Crytek. Now, the significance of a partnership with Crytek is that Crytek was involved with Far Cry, the first Far Cry, and we're all aware, if you're a gamer or even pay mild attention to video games in general, you're all aware of the Far Cry brand, the Far Cry series. If you haven't played it, you've definitely heard of it. If you haven't heard of that one, you may have heard of the Crysis series, and actually the one that got my attention was Rise: Son of Rome. So in the gaming sphere, that's a relatively significant partnership in my opinion. But let's start with the intended use. Using CryCash, players will be rewarded for completing in-game activities. So as it's been explained on the CryCash YouTube, let's say there is a task, kill 100 monsters, reach a certain level, etc. Once you've done that, instead of just unlocking an achievement, so on PlayStation Network getting a trophy, which pretty much does nothing, on this particular network, you'll be receiving a spendable currency. And similar to an extent to Naga Coin, you'll be able to exchange that currency for in-game items. A difference, however, is that you'll also be able to buy physical, tangible games with your CryCash as well. Not to mention that you can just cash it out and pull fiat, depending, of course, on the market value of CryCash. But there's another side of the equation as well in terms of advertising and in terms of the way in which developers can use CryCash. If you have a look in front of us here, there's a mention of Plink Messenger app, and Plink will be somewhat of a central hub, thinking very much of a Discord with greater social interactivity. So the other side of the equation with CryCash is that it can be used by game devs and by advertisers of a particular game to target players in accordance with their demographic, their interests, their age group, etc., to attract them to other games that are part of the CryCash network. So that would be happening through the Plink application, which is very much a central hub. And Plink is an interesting proposition. You're finding new friends in cooperative gameplay, which is very Discordy. Chat with friends and participate in squad voice calls, again, very Discordy. Always see what games your friends are playing. I'm not entirely sure whether you can do that on Discord. That seems to be more of like a PSN or Xbox Live type situation there, and create squads for your favorite game. So it's specific to what people you're connected with. These people are lumped into that game. These people are lumped into this game. That's quite a cool feature. I do quite like that. Now you can see on this video that will be linked down below, a little bit of a live demonstration of the Plink app in its beta form. And that's actually quite a valuable thing to know about this application as well. It will be used to receive the CRC tokens. It will be your CryCash wallet, and allegedly more cool features to come. It's important to note as well that if you have invested in CryCash, the ICO is happening right now, they will afford you access to the beta of the application right now today. If what I'm seeing here is accurate, it also seems like there'll be a separate advertising hub for game devs specifically. So advertising platform is a brand new win-win marketing tool developed for game developers based on the CryCash ecosystem, the Plink application, and the CryCash token. This is a platform where game developers will be able to reach their players. The platform will allow setting game tasks, targeting of just the right players according to their age, interests, skills, and other parameters. Players will pick the objectives up in the Plink application and get CryCash rewards after having specifically completed them. So there is the smart contract aspect of this platform. So the overall value proposition here is that the token is tied directly to utility. Fortunately, they have created an ecosystem where that utility is threefold. So the gaming marketplace items within game, purchasing games themselves, and used by developers to reward players in game. And of course, if the developers are using the token to reward the players in game, somebody's got to buy them back eventually and inject them back into the ecosystem. Therefore, demand, and you know how all of that works. The team themselves have quite well fleshed out LinkedIns. They all have quite the experience in their relevant field. In terms of an existing product, as mentioned, there is an early access for token holders for the Plink application. And the ICO date, ICO is already running, and we've got 27 days as of recording to get in, unless of course they hit cap. And because I haven't mentioned it yet, moving on to social, Facebook in the mid 3,000 range, Twitter at a low 386, and the Telegram still sub 1,000. So I've got to be honest, I don't feel too warm about the social engagement on this one. Perhaps I'm missing a platform that's more relevant in the CryCash country of origin. I've never quite come across this before in any ICOs. However, CryCash is engaging in a hidden cap. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you all. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Now, typically the reason why we look for lower market caps is quite simply because a lower market cap product has a greater potential for returns in the mid to long term. So let's say a ICO hits the market at 35 million. I think a lot of us would be willing to agree that that is a good price point. Maybe with current inflation, we look at somewhere between 50 to 80. I'm really personally happy with anything under 100 million. And to be fair, with most ICOs, there is no product, and therefore a lower cap is justified. The main point here is really the higher the cap, I think the more proof of product there needs to be, because with a lower cap, then we can allow the token's value to grow and appreciate as the ICO develops prominence in the market, whether that be through partnerships, whether that be through proven use cases, whether that be from the transition of a beta, or in the case of actual coins, not tokens, say the launch of a mainnet. In summary, I do like the ecosystem that they are trying to put together here. I like the integration of already popular aspects of various apps like Discord or the PSN. I do enjoy the fact that I'll be able to defeat a boss and then either use that to buy other games in terms of the tokens that I've been rewarded with, or actually cash out those tokens on the free market in crypto. That is a great idea. And I think that's the main thing that attracted me to this project. The Plink app looks quite good at a glance. There's just something psychologically for me where I can't get past that hidden market cap. And frankly, by this point, I expect you guys to tell me whether you think I'm being silly about this or whether it's a valued concern. It's hard enough already in ICOs to predict what kind of return you might get. And I think that the hidden cap makes that just that little bit harder. So if I were to say normally invest half an ether into an ICO, this makes me only want to invest a quarter, just to hedge the bet because there's a other unknown factor. So as I said, let me know in the comment section below whether you think my concern is justified. And that is the only concern I have with this project. But as always, I have been your crypto enthusiast, and I'll see you in the next video.